Big news, TCL fans. 2025 TV roadmap has been leaked. I'm talking about prices, release dates, and some big upgrades. Now, the TV prices are in line with 2024 TVs, but we do got some big surprises like the QM9, but it's coming at a hefty price starting at $4,000.
Oh my God!
Let's go ahead and dive in. So, what's the big deal? The leaked 2025 TV lineup pretty much goes side to side with the pricing of the 2024 counterpart. So, people who are waiting on the sideline thinking that they should get the 2024 TV or the 2025 TV, now you don't have to worry anymore because the prices are pretty similar to each other and you don't have to worry about the price hike except for the QM9. That's something that we're going to touch on in later in this video. But let's go ahead and break down some of the TV lineup and go through the list of what's going to be coming out and what the prices are going to be. Now, before I go over the graph, I do want to give a shout out to High Def News. This person is the one that leaked everything on X, so go ahead and check his channel out, subscribe if you possibly can. But this is the person that was able to provide the graphs, which I'm doing the video today. So if you look at this list, this 2025 TV roadmap for TCL, you can see I'm not going to get into too much detail, but if you look at the QM6K, which we already started to see some TVs started to come in a little bit of this month and then next month, you can see the different sizes here and the price point. But if you look at the QM7, QM7K, then you can see here that the TVs are not going to start coming out around March. We don't have the time frame at exactly what it is, but it's supposed to have a little bit, supposed to have more zone count, supposed to be higher brightness compared to the QM6. And you can see that it starts off around $1,000 and then it trickle its way up to all the way up to $15,000. But it has here a new model, so who's to say that it may have a bigger size, but looking at this right now, we have this all the way up to 98 inch, which is 3,500. Now looking at the QM8, QM8 seems to be coming out around May. We don't know what the timing is for that one, but that one is supposed to be higher brightness than the QM7, then also supposed to be higher zone count. And we can see here that at the 65 inch, it starts off at $2,000. Mind you, this is the MSRP, so it will be a lot lower than once it comes out, probably like a couple $100, and then you can see that it start to fall down in prices towards Black Friday. If you look at the QM9K on the other end, or the QM9, you can see this TV is not going to be coming out around June time frame, and we have a 65 inch all the way up to a 98 inch, and this one is supposed to be their flagship model. And this one is starting off at $4,000 at a 65 inch, and it goes all the way up to $8,000 for a 98 inch. Now, one thing that I thought it was kind of interesting on this one is that they're saying that it's supposed to be a flagship level zone and brightness. Now, if you remember a video that came out in September of last year, Stop the FOMO has did a video that TCL already had and a release of the QM9K that's supposed to be releasing in 2025. It's supposed to have more than 10,000 zones and it's supposed to have a peak brightness of 6,500. So check that video out when you can, but I find it kind of interesting that FOMO already had that video out back in September, and it seems like from this leak right here, it for 2025, it looked like it's pretty much coming true to what he said. Now, when it comes to the brightness wise, we can't really confirm that. Even in this previous video that came out in September of last year, it might be more or it might be less, but we have to wait and see once the news is announced. But other than that, if you take a look at the X11, these are supposed to be newer models on here. So you got the 85 inch and the 98 inch, and you have a 7,000 and 10,000 range. And that's supposed to be coming out in, it says March of this year. It didn't say specifically when in March, but that's supposed to be coming out as well. They also said it's supposed to be their flagship level zones with brightness with super slim design. I think that's the only differences between that model and compared to the QM9K. So I don't know how much thinner it is when it comes to that TV design compared to the QM9. So we have to wait and see when that comes out. And they also shows the 2025 lifestyle. So those are TVs as well that's supposed to be very comparable to the Samsung frame that everybody was raving about at CES. TCL is also doing the same thing as well too. And I think I did a couple of videos as well when I was doing my Best Buy event when I went up there and took a look at some of their TVs, and you can see that TCL and even Hisense is doing the same thing when it comes to their competition of the frame that Samsung is coming out with. Now, one more thing that I found that was interesting is if you look at the QM9 and the QM8, they both said they have some type of special panel, which I find that kind of interesting. I wonder what type of panel that might be. We have to wait and see until they make the announcement. But looking at both of those TVs, you can see that there is a price jump between the QM8 and the QM9. So the question is that does a QM9 really warrants the price that is asking for, starting at $4,000 for a 65 inch? I don't know. Let me know in the comments what your thoughts are. If you could do me a favor first by hitting that like and the subscribe button, I greatly appreciate it. Until next time, I see everyone in the next video. Take care. Bye.